Welcome in, guys. Let's talk about what's going on in the news today. I got a great current event, very interesting topic and article that came across that I wanted to discuss, and a lot of interesting things about this gentleman here, which has a podcast. He's pretty known in the world as far as being a financial guru, which is Mr. Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey had a guest call in again, and he has some very interesting takes on some of the things that he should, or what some of these people that call in should do with their money. And I'm not saying I disagree with everything he says, because I do not, but I don't agree with some of the things he also says as well. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think you should do with this, or at least what I would do. And so let's get into this topic here that he came in. Mr. Ramsey came out. Mr. Dave Ramsey said, had a customer call in. Dan from Colorado, right? Wow, it's another Dan. We don't need any more Dans. You don't have time to waste money. 59-year-old with only $40,000 saved asked Dave Ramsey, pay down my mortgage or save for retirement. So in this episode, he's basically saying, hey, what should I do? Should I do this, either or? And so Dave went on to say, talked about his situation. Dan's annual income right here, you can see this is approximately $145,000, and he's reduced his credit card from $92,000, that's a big number, to $5,000. However, he still owes $206,000 on his mortgage and has only $40,000 in retirement savings. So he went on to say, well, you need to pay off that mortgage. That's obviously what Dave said. He said that you need to allocate so much money. He also said, in addition to that, what his recommendation was investing for retirement early can yield higher returns due to the power of compound interest. For instance, starting early allows investments to grow more substantially over time. A consistent investment of $10,000 annually with an average annual return of 8% can grow to nearly $2.8 million over 40 years. Now, I want to bring this up because let's go back here. I agree with his approach, Dave Ramsey. I disagree with everything he has to say. So let's get into this and I'll talk to you about it. When you look at a mortgage is something that you don't want to have at retirement age. A lot of people today do not pay off their mortgage. Matter of fact, they keep their mortgage and they diversify their money in other things. Dave's approach is just to pay off everything and then put your money in some type of 401k or retirement, let it compound, and then you just live off that. Now, that does work, and I do agree with the fact that you don't want to have debt, especially at your later ages of life. But when you talk about inflation, and we cannot control how our government and our spending and how our debt ceiling and our overall debt is in trillions of dollars, that's not going to work, because you're going to have that outpace inflation, and we've seen in the recent years that's not happened. Also, in addition to that, Warren Buffett came out and stated a good quote. He said, the only way somebody's really going to be making money is if they're making money while they're asleep. And I agree with that. When you look at Warren Buffett, you look at all these gurus, because Dave Ramsey's a guru, everybody has a different approach. And what I say is, one approach is not always the cure-all for everybody. What I can say, though, is you got to take a little bit from everybody out there that says things, put it into your own perspective, and make your best decision, right? And I think that's where you have to come in with this, because if you just take Dave's approach, that doesn't mean you're going to just be riding off to the sunset and everything's going to be good. A lot of people look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is something that is only so much that's created. So it does have a cap. You look at these banks are just, man, they're just putting money out left and right, spin, government, spin, and it's getting to a point where we're never going to come back, and we are a debt-based society, people. I think everybody knows that. So what do you do with your money? What would I do with it? I would diversify it. I would definitely put it into something that's going to give me a return, either a business where, online business, something else that's going to give me something, because a lot of people that are retirement age, they're finding out that this inflation situation is they got to go back to work, or they got to get a part-time job. Even if you paid off your mortgage, if the cost of living continues to skyrocket and it outpaces what your retirement percentage is, you're not going to be financially free. you're also not going to have options. And I think people want options. The only way you're going to do that is by putting yourself out there in other facets. Buying gold and silver, great, nothing wrong with that. It's tangible. Does it give you a high return on investment? Not really. So you got to create things that give you returns on investments. And I think it's got to be in a multitude of things, in a multitude of ways to do that. So again, this is, to me, it's a little old school where I feel like you pay off your mortgage, you have no debt. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to live a very basic life. You know, when you're older, you know, are you really going to be enjoying yourself, or are you just going to be living paycheck to paycheck, depending on how much retirement you do have? Again, one of the things too is you have to look at is retirement can be wiped out. You know, I'm not saying that one of those people that are trying to put fear out there and say, oh, our world is going to collapse. And but listen, if we have so much debt and we can't repay it, which we can't, and we also have interest that's still going up, hidden interest, hidden taxes, things like that, cost of living continues to skyrocket, I don't see how anybody's going to sustain this. You know, I don't see how anybody's going to be able to make it out where you're just not going to be able to have other sources of income other than just putting a retirement account and then paying off your mortgage. I don't think that's the save all. I think it's part of it, but I also think you need other things put in place. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Please leave your comments in the comment section. I'll see you guys at the next one. I'm out of here.